When you turn on a light, transparent materials such as cellophane or glass transmit light completely, while semi-transparent materials transmit the light only to a certain degree, and opaque materials like metals do not transmit light at all. To say that something transmits light means that the light passes through the material completely. The light that does not pass through the material is absorbed or reflected. So, shall we try to perform transmittance spectrum experiments to see how much light cellophane transmits and absorbs? First, you will prepare the SV2100 along with the red, green, yellow, blue, and transparent cellophanes, which are needed for the experiments. First, close the shutter of the light source and measure the 0 point by clicking the dark button. Then, after turning on the light source and opening the shutter, measure the reference by clicking the reference button of the program. This time, control the shutter and integration time for the maximum intensity of the program to become less than 16,000. Here, you should carry out the experiment always using the same shutter and integration time when you measure dark, reference, and sample. Now, put the red cellophane in the filter home by closing the lid of the sample holder of the SV2100 and measure the spectrum. Change to the measuring mode with the transmittance button of the program and confirm the transmittance of the red cellophane. When you measure the transmittance spectrum of red, fix the spectrum by clicking the snapshot button and identify the file name and save it. Then, change to the measuring mode with the Absorbance button of the program and confirm the absorbance spectrum of red and save it in the same way as above. Get the transmittance spectrum of another prepared color filter in the same way and save it. After saving the transmittance spectrum, change to the absorbance mode and measure the absorbance spectrum and save it. This time, get the transmittance spectrum in the same way with a few or several sheets of transparent folded cellophane and save it. If you look at a green tomato through red cellophane glasses, the tomato appears black because the glasses transmit red and absorb all the rest of the colors. Now, wearing glasses with red cellophane, please try to read the following code. Did you find the code? In the case of a red cellophane sheet, the wavelengths of red, orange, and yellow are strongly transmitted, and the rest of the wavelength region of visible light, from yellowish-green to violet, is less transmitted. If you put the measuring mode to absorbance, you may confirm that oppositely, the region from yellowish-green to violet is strongly absorbed. Because the green cellophane is a mixture of yellow and blue, a high transmittance rate occurs in the yellow, yellowish-green, and blue regions, but it occurs less in the violet, indigo, and red regions. In the case of a blue cellophane sheet, the wavelengths at blue, indigo, and violet are transmitted, but the rest of the region is highly absorbed. Finally, a yellow cellophane sheet shows a high transmittance rate in the regions ranging from yellow and orange to red, but it shows a lower transmittance rate in the rest of the region. It appears that a blue cellophane sheet has the maximum absorbance spectrum at 620 nanometers and the minimum transmittance spectrum at that wavelength. That is, the transmittance spectrum and the absorbance spectrum show opposite results. The transparent cellophane sheet does not show a change in the transmitting rate according to the wavelengths, while the colored cellophane sheet is different. If you measure 1, 2, or several folded sheets, you will know that a small amount of light is transmitted. As seen above, the degree to which light passes through a material is called transmittance. If we wear glasses with a red cellophane sheet, the light which enters our eyes transmits strongly at the wavelengths of red, orange, and yellow, but transmits less at the wavelengths from yellowish green to violet. That is, if we read a code while wearing glasses with a red cellophane sheet, we will see clearly the red, yellow, and orange parts, but we will see faintly the green, blue, and violet parts.